Hello, more videos from Cosmic Exploration and more rewards to be added in patch 7.31. Today we're looking at the Ornamented Eyepatches. These will cost you 3,000 Cosmo credits on the new world Facewear as part of the Cosmic Exploration added in 7.31. And as you can see, you can get both the left eye patch and the right eye patch. Both of these are identical pretty much. They are ornamented and they are designed to look very similar to some other gear that from the past of the game, and they cover the respective left or right eye. Apart from that, they are pretty much identical in the visuals. So let's have a look at these. So the base one then is pretty nice. It's got this kind of red sort of patch covering the basin of your eye. It goes quite deep actually, so it's not hovering as much as many of the other Facewear and eye patches that we've had in the game added, so that's a nice touch. And we've got this sort of metal spike at the top and a spike at the bottom, either side of the patch itself. So let's move through this then. The silver version looks like this, which is obviously a nice shiny silver. There's a bit of a blue tint on there with a blue leather eye patch in the center, which is quite different from the base. And then we've got the gold one, which seems to have a black leather eye patch and then a nice shiny gold piece of metal, which is quite nice actually. I'm surprised that the color choice that they went for here, really bringing out a lot of the light reflection. Probably quite easy to go with some of the sort of darker colored brass armor that there might be in the game that you want to match these two. The black one has, as you would probably guess, a black eye patch, which is more of like a navy blue almost on the black. And then we've got a kind of matte finish with a bit of a silver touch up in the corners there to kind of give it some direction so you can see the edges. The white one then is, as you can see, a white eye patch, a silver eye patch I would say, and then this bright silver shiny metal. And then the actual grey version of this is a bit more of a matte version, so we've got that dark grey as the eye patch, and then the metal itself is a much more pitted silver, similar to what we had on the actual silver ones. Then for our red, it's going to be, as you would imagine, sort of like a dark metallic ruby red as the metal, and then we've got the dark red, which is almost black, of the eye patch itself. We've got the blue one, which is a sort of navy dark Othard blue, and then we've got ourselves a slightly blue tinted silver as the metal. The green one has a sort of brass or a pitted gold as the metal with a nice green eye patch, which is quite nice. And then the brass one is probably one of the more interesting ones here, because this certainly will go with some of the PvP gear. When it comes to the textures, when it's, you apply dyes to things, metallic brass has a very interesting reaction to different textures, and it'll be quite welcome to have something like this that can more easily be matched. So I quite like that one actually. The purple one has this sort of black as the metal with a sort of silver inlay and then a purple eye patch itself. And then finally we have the brown variant, which is this kind of sunset orange, metallic orange metal with a very, very dark orange eye patch, which you can basically barely tell is orange. It's a brown sort of orange of the leather. So that's what we're dealing with here. And of course, depending on if you have this on the left or right of your eye, it's going to clip depending on the hairstyle you have. So there are some hairstyles that are brushed to the left and brushed to the right, and maybe this could be instrumental in matching with certain things. I don't think it looks too bad though. Even on this long hairstyle, there's not too much clipping going on, but of course your mileage is going to vary depending. Yeah, I would definitely like these. It's been something that I wanted to be added. I think it's only a matter of time before we see lots of other eye patches being added to the game that were normally pieces of gear. I think the Facewear system is a cool system. I do think that they could enhance on this though. Like we said before in a previous video, with a bug that we discovered with the Skaven headgear, this one over here, where you could get it to interact with certain visor commands using certain headwear. It'd be cool if there was just a visor command built into these, but yeah, they're not too bad and they're not too expensive. 3,000 for the left one, 3,000 for the right one, and obviously that's 6,000 of your Cosmo credits, which are easy to obtain, quite frankly, from doing pretty much any stellar missions or activities, mech missions, that kind of thing on Faena. Let me know what you think about these yet, if you've picked them up, and I'll see you all next time for more videos from 7.31 onwards. Bye-bye.